Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is your gifted one here. So, today I am going to be talking about the power of intuition. Um, Before we get into it, PR moment. Check out my website at yourgiftedone.com. Also, you can visit me at my Facebook page, Your Gifted One. If you would like to book a session with me, a reading, or a coaching session, or a conversation, or just kind of check it out, or you just kind of want to follow up and keep up with what I got going on. And what else? Oh, like this video, subscribe. No, subscribe. Is it like, subscribe, comment, and share? Boom! I got it. That's what it is. I got it. Okay, so, anyways, um, so the power of intuition. Uh, Many of you may not know this, but I am an intuitive. So people call me an intuitive medium, which I do have. I'm working on the mediumship. I'm able to connect, but it's just kind of like uh, I got to work on that ego. And as a natural, it's just kind of maybe later on down the line, I'll really, do all that. But for right now, I don't really kind of, you know. But when spirit moves me though to share that gift with someone, spirit will definitely let me know, and I'm definitely will be moved, and I will definitely share that with that particular person when it's necessary. So that's a good thing. I'm open to it. I'm receptive of it whenever it's needed, but it's not something I'm going to want to just try to channel all the time. So I like to use my intuition. So I'm an intuitive. So I love intuition. Like I'm just like when Jewel came out with that, follow your heart, your intuition. It will lead you in the right direction. It was just kind of like, anyways, um, that the power of intuition is like when I'm reading my tarot cards, it's not fortune telling, okay? So I'm not trying to foretell the future or anything like that. I'm actually just using my intuition to just gauge the energy around that particular person. And sometimes I'll get visions of kind of like the scenario as to what's going on around that particular person, who's the person that's doing this. And I'll just kind of be able to just kind of look at them and be able to just say, okay, you know what, they're probably going through X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, yeah. And that's my intuition. And so I'm able to kind of look at the person that's actually doing it to them. And it's just kind of like, and sometimes it's off, sometimes it's not, as poor as it relates to like the details of the person and things like that. Um, but you guys, that your intuition is it's a very, very powerful thing. And to think that we all have some type of, level of intuition. Some may be stronger than others, but that's neither here nor there, because what they may be stronger in intuition, you may be stronger in like kinetics, psychic kinetics, or something like that. Telekinesis, or whatever. Just hypothetically speaking, you may be stronger in other things and other aspects. So take it like that. We all have our gifts, and we're all here to do a certain type of job, and it requires us to be able to do that job that only we can do. So just keep that in mind. Know that your thumbprint is your thumbprint. Your DNA is your DNA. It's specific to you. There's nobody else on this earth that's going to have your DNA unless you're some type of truly identical twin. I think maybe even, I think they said that some of them at some point, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm not gonna get off into that genealogy stuff. I'm just trying to do all that. But anyway, so you guys, when you are receiving these readings, understand that they're not trying to foretell the future. They're not trying to see and pierce into this is what's going to happen and blah blah blah. It is just piercing into the energy around you. Look at it like this. It's like a moving train. So if you have, once a moving train is going this full speed and it's heading on its destination, it has all this force behind it. So if the train doesn't know, the operator of the train doesn't know or forgot that, hey, he needs to switch to train tracks because they are working on this particular railroad here, so it's a dead end. So he gets an alert or gets a call, hey, operator, blah, 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 make sure you switch to train tracks because X, Y, and Z. He has all of this force. Now, mind you, think of it like this. What if he actually missed? He missed that part where he was supposed to change the tracks. So now he's heading straight for a collision. But it's kind of like how God works. The people that built it know that may have happened. So they stopped him in time enough to be able to, hey, look, did you switch tracks, blah, blah, blah. And he's getting you right then and there when you're able to stop right then and there. Not a second too soon and not a second too late. Because you have all this force coming with you. You have all this force moving this big old giant steel train. And do you think that you're actually going to be able to just stop it like that instantly? No, it doesn't work like that. You're not going to be able to just stop it instantly and it's just going to magically disappear. It doesn't work that way. Even when you're doing magic and things like that, all those things take time. You're not going to just be able to just do those things immediately. And some say, well, I had my results immediately. That's probably because you're already doing the work and you just didn't know it. Or it was already on the way and you just simply did not know it and you just had a roadblock. So it takes time. So you have to understand, just like it takes that time for this moving steel train to stop, this is the train. Right there. Almost, not quite. So now this train has to do all this, all that energy, the water. Now all that has to roll, all that has to go back, Why not? But anyways, all of that energy, all of that power and everything has to now reverse. It has to now stop, release all that pressure, all that steam, and it now has to start going in reverse. So now you got to start coming back. And that's your time of reflection. That is your time to say, you know what? Where did I get it wrong? How did I mess up? What did I do wrong? But the thing is not to go back too far. You only want to go back just enough for you where you realize what you made the error at, and then you correct it. You correct the error, and then you move forward. You don't want to get all this force and momentum with going back, because then you will be thrown back, thrusted back. So you want to don't spend all this time in reverse. You kind of want to get back, reverse enough to figure out where you went wrong at, and then figure out how to fix it, and then fix it, and then get your train moving again. Switch the train tracks in the right direction. This time, you'll be more mindful. You'll be more wiser. You'll be more intuitive, because you're like, okay, wait a minute. This happened before, blah, blah, blah. So you'll be hip to games, like you used to say. You'll be hipped on games. So you'll know, okay, nah, wait a minute. And you're going to get tested. The universe is going to test you. You to see whether or not, you really did truly learn from your past mistake. Did you learn that lesson? Which is something that I'm going through right now at this very moment, where I'm being tested to see whether or not I've learned from my past failures, and which I have. So I understand that, I don't want to act hastily. I don't want to, get mad, fly off the handle, and just start thinking all these things and all of these shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and all of this, blah, 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 and then, just up and bounce or quit or just do anything, and do anything just irrational. in a certain situation, just because things are not working out for me the way that I want them to, presumably not working out for me. You see what I'm saying? All things work out for us. It works out for your favor. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, it works out for your favor. You just have to believe that, and you have to know that. That's the thing about intuition. It's like a feeling that you get when someone tries to talk to you and a thought pops in your head and you're like, I think this person is lying, or this person doesn't seem, this person is not what they seem to be. Or what is this person's true intentions? What is this person's motive? And we'll question our intuition and we'll say, no, maybe I'm tripping. The enemy will come in and tell you, oh, well, you're just being judgmental. You don't want to be judgmental. You're just trying to judge them. No, you're not. You received a message. You received a download that lets you know that something isn't what it seems to be. And that's not judging anyone. You haven't said aloud that, oh, blah, blah, blah. But in your mind, you're thinking that maybe something may not be right. Something seems peculiar about this person. Maybe I need to keep my distance, or maybe I should be respectful and say, no, thank you. I don't want, take your number. I don't want to, I don't want to go out, or whatever you do to just kind of dismiss a person politely in a nice way. And, in a safe way too, because sometimes people can snap. So you have to make sure you have to be a good judge of character and a good judge of that situation, and depending on where you're at and blah, blah, blah. So you have to be self-preservation is the most important thing. So, you have to make sure that you do that. But you guys, that's intuition. Follow your first mind. That's intuition. That's literally like God, your God source speaking to you. With however your divine team is, or however it resonates with you, that is your team speaking to you. I call them God. You call them the creator, the source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I call them God. So that's how it resonates with me. So you take it how it resonates with you. So like your ascended masters, or whatever you call, however you want to say it, however it resonates with you. You have to understand that is their way of speaking to you. And they're not going to be all brazen and all loud, and they're not going to do all that, because they're secure within themselves. They're confident within themselves. They are at a place of peace and consciousness where they don't have to prove themselves to anyone, not even you, not even me. But the enemy, they want to make it that appealing to your human side. Big, bold, and, just lavish and blah, blah, blah. And, almost fearful, like, to get you to really feel like, okay, you know what? Or they try to make you feel bad by telling you, you're being judgmental. And you're like, well, I don't want to judge anybody. And then you end up talking to this person and going against your intuition. And then 6 months down the line, you just like, what did I do? You done lost all this and lost everything. And you're just sitting there looking crazy. Like, why did I not listen? Because, you're trying to be a nice person. That's why. You're trying to be nice. That's what you get for being nice. Those are those thoughts that are coming to you. You see the game that the enemy plays on you? They're coming there and tell you that, you're being a nice person, as if because you are being nice, it's wrong, and that's what got you to where you're at. And it's not because you're being nice. It's because you are not listening to your intuition. It's because you were not heeding the warning that God, the source, the creator, was trying to tell you. That is why that happened to you. Not because you were a nice person, not because, you were just trying to do a good deed, but because you did not heed the warning. And you found yourself caught up in a karmic situation. Maybe you've done something like that a long time ago and, made someone feel that kind of way, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe it's just something that you need to go through to grow. But even though that situation may seem bad and all that, God will still use that as a way to be able to uplift you and encourage you and work in your favor. Do you see that? So he has to get permission to do all these things to you. But you have to determine how far you will allow it to go. You have to be determined that, okay, you know what? I'm not going to let this come in. I'm not going to let this move me. This is here. I accept it. I acknowledge it. But I'm not going to let it move me because there's nothing that I can do about it. And at this point in time, I'm going to go to God, Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, your ancestors, your angels, Hermes, whomever you go to. I go to my divine spiritual team. I go to my divine team. Is what I just mentioned. So, but take it how it resonates with you. You're a pantheon or whatever you go to. Your God is whatever you resonate with, however you go to. But it's important that you recognize that the battle is not really in the physical form. It's spiritual. It's in the unseen realm. So once you understand that principle, that's when you will be able to further understand and appreciate your intuition and appreciate the gift of intuition. Some people call it the spirit of discernment and things like that. However it resonates with you, that is God telling us, just sparking you, that's just sourcing you, telling you, hey, look, no, don't do this. No, don't. And it's not that you're judging anybody. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm just judging somebody, because you're not. Because to judge someone, you speak it aloud. You're speaking that aloud. Oh, I judge you because blah, 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 blah. But to think in your mind something isn't right, something may seem peculiar about this particular situation, so I'm just not going to engage in it and just keep it pushing, that's not judging anybody, because you just don't know. You're unsure about the situation and you don't really want to take a chance. That's called self-preservation. I don't want to take a chance on this and I'm not sure about this, so I'm going to take a hard pass. And that's okay. Don't let the enemy or people tell you that, oh no, you're just being judgmental, because you're not. Because what's going to happen is when you mess around and end up in this current situation, and 6 months later you done lost everything because this food then came in your house and took all your money, and you done spent all your money on them, and you done found out they do drugs, and you done found out they got about 10, 15 kids, any type of thing like that. Or she done this, and she done came in your house and she done did all this here, and now she done moved in. She don't even want to be with you no more. Now she talking about she want to just be roommates, and she got all different types of dudes. Come on now. So just whatever the situation may be, what's gonna happen is Amy gonna come along and tell you, oh, see, that's what you get for being too nice. Friend, oh, see, oh girl, why was you so nice? Oh girl, oh dude, why was you? Well, you didn't think about that. You didn't see that. It's your fault all of a sudden. Well, when I came to you and I told you that, you told me I was being judgmental. Oh, well, I know I didn't. Well, I didn't mean like that. Well, you didn't tell me all that. How did I not tell you all that? You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to make your own determination, make up your own mind. So that is just kind of like my perception of the power of intuition. And there's a whole lot more, and it can go a whole lot deeper, and this video can go a whole lot longer. But that is just kind of some of the general synopsis of the power of intuition. And just from them few little not parables, but just examples, you should be able to see just how powerful intuition is, and understand that when you're getting a reading, it's not fortune telling. Fortune telling is out and intuition is in. It is intuition. It's not psychic, it's not fortune telling, it's not mediumship, it is intuition. And it's there to give you a warning, to help you heed the warning, to cut it off, head it off if it's something bad, and prepare for it if it's something good. Or, make the proper determination of what you need to do when you get the message, and understand that all the force that you got built up, if you got all this force building up and it's 9 months in and you trying to make a change within a month, the chances of it happening, you just got to kind of be realistic now. The chances of that happening is like, okay, you may go ahead and say, you know what, let me go ahead and have this tower effect, have this death moment, so I can go ahead and rebuild and lay this foundation and have my 10 of Pentacles. Now that's not, but that's more like success around inheritance and things like that. I think it's 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Success, hard work paying off. Yes. And that's you need to be your Knight of Swords and be courageous and brave to get all those things that you need to get done. So, I'm learning. It's 78 cards. You're not going to know them all, but the ones you see frequently, you kind of like, okay. But anyways, I'm starting to kind of ramble now. Again, like this video, comment on this video, subscribe, and share if you care. Also, visit me at yourgiftedone.com to book a tarot reading with me, or sign up for a coaching session with me, or you can do a conversation. And also, you can follow me at my Facebook page, Your Gifted One, as well. There, I post little motivational quotes and things like that, and sometimes I go live in some of the groups that I follow to give out free readings. So check me out. I hope this video resonated with you. Let me know in a comment, if it resonated with you, or some of the things that you may think is a powerful aspect of being, intuition, or something what you may consider to be, powerful as it relates to intuition. Peace.